Some towns in the United States are practically giving away homes. Yes, houses that could cost you pennies compared to city prices. At the same time, other towns are making you pay a fortune just to step foot inside your own front door. But here's the thing. The real reason these prices are so low isn't what anyone is telling you. It's not just about abandoned properties or forgotten neighborhoods. There's a deeper story here. A mix of shrinking populations, economic shifts, and towns trying to survive in ways that most people would never notice. Now, imagine waking up tomorrow and finding your dream home listed for less than what most people pay for a used car. Sounds like a dream, right? But there's always a catch. A reason these homes are so cheap, and it could change everything about your plans. Would you take the risk? Or would you walk away, thinking it's too good to be true? Here's the kicker. The numbers you're about to see are tied to real lives. Retirees looking for a quiet place to live without breaking the bank. Young families dreaming of owning their first home. And entire towns that are slowly shrinking, trying new ways to attract people back into the community. Each house tells a story of hope, struggle, and sometimes surprising opportunity. So today, we're counting down 7 towns where home prices are so shockingly low that they might make you question everything you thought about affordable living in America. From forgotten Rust Belt cities with hidden charm to small rural gems that seem straight out of a storybook, these places have a way of surprising anyone who dares to look closer. Why now? Housing prices are soaring in most big cities. Inflation is squeezing household budgets tighter than ever, and young buyers are finding it harder and harder to step onto the property ladder. Some towns are shrinking, some are reinventing themselves, and a few are quietly offering homes almost for free. This is the new American landscape, and every choice you make, where to live, how to buy, and when to move, has ripple effects you might not see coming. Stick around, because by the end of this video, one town, yes, number 1, might completely change how you see affordable homes in the United States. And if you're serious about finding a place to live that actually works for your budget and lifestyle, you'll want to hear every single detail. Hit subscribe now, because every week we uncover the economic, lifestyle, and hidden stories that most people completely miss. And trust me, you don't want to be the last to know. Number 7, Youngstown, Ohio. If you've ever dreamed of owning a home without emptying your bank account, Youngstown might just feel like a miracle. Here, homes can literally cost less than a used car. Yes, houses that you could buy for $40,000 or even less. Walk through the quiet streets and you'll see century-old brick houses with stories built into every corner. Some are boarded up, waiting for someone to breathe new life into them, while others are full of character, with porches perfect for sipping coffee on crisp fall mornings. The town has a population of around 64,000 people, and the cost of living is low. Some neighborhoods are slowly coming back to life thanks to city grants and programs designed to attract new residents. That's how Mary found her dream house for $40,000. When she moved in, her neighbors didn't just wave, they welcomed her with homemade pies, warm smiles, and a sense of community that made the move feel like home immediately. Of course, it's not all perfect. Winters here can be harsh, so a snowblower that doubles as a street cleaning machine might become your best friend. But the charm of this town is in its quiet streets, the rustling of leaves in autumn, and the chance to own a home you might never have imagined possible. Picture yourself on your porch, coffee in hand, watching the leaves swirl gently down empty streets, feeling a sense of calm that's hard to find in crowded cities. It's affordable living, yes, but it comes with a rhythm and pace that rewards patience and curiosity. Would you brave the cold and take the leap for a house this cheap? Let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear what you think about making a move to a town like Youngstown. And number 6, Detroit, Michigan. Detroit is a city of extremes, where some homes are listed for just $1. Yes, you heard that right, $1 single. But before you get too excited, know this. These homes almost always need serious work. This isn't a free house giveaway. It's an opportunity for someone willing to roll up their sleeves and breathe new life into a city that's constantly reinventing itself. Walk through Detroit today, and you'll see abandoned factories standing next to colourful murals, the hum of streets slowly filling with cafes, galleries, and creative energy. The city has a population of about 670,000 people, and there are growing arts districts and neighbourhood revitalisation programs. Tax incentives exist for buyers willing to renovate, making it possible to turn an old, forgotten house into a functional and even beautiful home. Take Jake, for example. He bought a house for $1, but it cost him $50,000 to fix it up. Today, he runs a small coffee shop downtown, serving lattes to artists, students and tourists exploring the city's vibrant culture. Of course, Detroit isn't perfect. The car culture is still alive and well, even if some vehicles look a little rusty. But that's part of the charm. It's a city that embraces reinvention, where history meets creativity, and where a house that seems impossible can become a dream home with enough effort. Picture repainting your dream house while the sunset glows over the skyline, the streets buzzing with life, and the sense that you've joined a community determined to rise again. Affordable living here isn't just about cheap numbers. It's about possibility, creativity, and being part of something bigger than yourself. Would you take on a $1 house in a city like Detroit? Comment below and tell us if you dive into the challenge of turning history into your home. Number 5. Buffalo, New York. Buffalo is one of those cities that surprises people over and over. Imagine walking past historic homes, some built in the 1920s, and seeing price tags under $60,000. Yes, homes that most people would consider a steal, especially when you compare them to big city prices. Snow dusts the streets in winter, giving the city a quiet, magical feel, while the smell of fresh bread and pastries drifts from local bakeries, making every walk feel cozy and inviting. The city has a population of around 260,000, and the median home price hovers around $58,000. But this isn't a city stuck in the past. Buffalo has a strong cultural revival happening. Theatres, art galleries and music venues are popping up, while tech and small business jobs are slowly growing. It's a city that's reinventing itself, yet still holds the charm of its history. Take Anna, for example. She bought a small bungalow built in the 1920s for under $60,000 and turned it into a home and a small bakery. Now she's part of the city's new wave of entrepreneurs, blending old-school architecture with fresh ideas and energy. Of course, living here comes with its quirks. Snow can pile up fast, so prepare to shovel. Lots. But if you're looking for some free cardio and a sense of accomplishment, it's part of the package. Picture warm lights glowing through vintage windows on a cold winter night, the soft crunch of snow underfoot, and the smell of fresh bread filling your kitchen. This isn't just affordable living. It's a chance to live in a place with character, opportunity, and stories around every corner. Could you handle the snow for a home this affordable and full of charm? Comment below and tell us if Buffalo would be your next move. Number 4. Cleveland, Ohio. Cleveland is a city that mixes history, opportunity, and surprising affordability. Imagine finding a downtown loft starting under $50,000. Yes, an entire loft in the heart of the city for less than most people pay as a security deposit in bigger metros. The streets hum with life as Lake Erie winds blow fresh air through revitalized neighborhoods. Murals cover walls, cafes and small shops pop up on every corner, and there's a buzz of creativity you can feel in the air. Cleveland has a population of about 380,000, and the cost of living here is low. The city is slowly becoming a hub for startups and small businesses, and rental prices are surprisingly cheap, which makes it possible for newcomers to invest in property without going broke. Mike is one of those newcomers. He moved here and bought a downtown loft for less than what he used to pay for an apartment deposit in his old city. Today, he's part of a growing community of people turning affordable spaces into real homes and businesses. Of course, you can't talk about Cleveland without mentioning the sports fans. They're passionate, maybe too passionate if you root for a rival team, but it's all part of the city's vibrant culture. Living here comes with quirks, history, and a strong sense of identity, all wrapped up in affordability. Picture this. You're out on your morning jog along the Lake Erie waterfront, the skyline stretching behind you, the wind crisp in your face, and the city slowly waking up around you. Affordable housing here isn't just about cheap numbers. It's about lifestyle, community, and finding a place where you can truly belong. If you're still here, congratulations. You're smarter than 99% of people just Googling cheap homes. And trust me, the top 3 entries coming up are jaw-dropping. Historic homes under $50,000, $1 houses, and towns offering extra incentives just to move in. Let's dive in. Number 3, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Pittsburgh, the Steel City, isn't just about bridges and football. It's a place where charm meets affordability in a way that surprises a lot of people. Homes here have character, from classic craftsman houses to brick row homes, and the prices are crazy low compared to big cities. Imagine buying a house for around $120,000, a place with space, style, and room to grow, all without breaking your budget. Walk along the cobblestone streets, watch fog drift over the rivers, and hear the hum of neighborhood diners buzzing with morning chatter. It's a city that feels alive, yet calm, and full of opportunities for those willing to plant roots. Pittsburgh has a population of roughly 300,000 and is known for its strong tech and healthcare sectors. This makes it possible to live affordably while still having access to good jobs, amenities, and cultural activities. Sarah is a perfect example of someone who took advantage of this. She bought a craftsman-style house for about $110,000 and turned it into a home and a small home-based design studio. The city gave her space to live and grow her business, all without the crushing costs of larger metropolitan areas. Of course, Pittsburgh comes with quirks. The hills here are legendary. Your legs might hate you on your first few walks, but the views are worth it. The neighborhoods have personality, and the city has a mix of historic charm and modern energy that keeps life interesting. Picture this. Your morning coffee in hand, fog rolling across the rivers, the sound of the city waking up, and your home standing quietly as a cozy retreat from it all. Affordable living in Pittsburgh isn't just about low prices. It's about community, opportunity, and a lifestyle that feels rich in ways money can't measure. Could you see yourself calling Pittsburgh home, balancing charm, affordability, and opportunity? Comment below and let us know if the Steel City could be your next move. Number 2, St. Louis, Missouri. St. Louis is full of surprises, especially when it comes to housing. Some suburbs here are cheaper than renting a tiny apartment in New York City. Imagine owning a house for less than what you'd pay just to rent a small city unit. Historic bungalows, charming brick homes, and tree-lined streets all within reach. Walk through the neighborhoods and you'll see a mix of old and new, historic architecture, colourful murals, and bustling farmers' markets where the smell of fresh bread and sizzling barbecue fills the air. And of course, the iconic Gateway Arch, towering in the distance, reminds you that you're in a city with character and history. The city has roughly 300,000 residents, and the median home price is about $95,000. Many areas offer tax incentives for renovations, which makes it possible to buy an older home and give it a fresh start. Liam is one of those buyers. He renovated a bungalow from the 1920s and now hosts weekend pop-up dinners in his kitchen, bringing friends and neighbours together over homemade meals. It's a way to combine affordable living with a creative lifestyle. And it's exactly the type of community that makes St. Louis special. Of course, living here comes with quirks. If you're allergic to barbecue, maybe reconsider. But the culture, food, and strong sense of community make up for any minor inconveniences. Picture a sunny afternoon exploring your new neighbourhood, kids playing on the sidewalks, and the smell of fresh pastries from a corner bakery drifting through the air. Affordable living in St. Louis isn't just about the numbers. It's about lifestyle, connection, and the joy of calling a city like this home. Could you see yourself making a home here, renovating a historic gem, and joining the community? Comment below and tell us if St. Louis could be your next move. Number 1. Scranton, Pennsylvania. Scranton might just be the most surprising spot on our list. Historic homes here are selling for under $50,000. Yes, really. You could walk into a 3-bedroom Victorian for less than what you paid for your last apartment deposit in the city. Strolling through Scranton, you'll notice brick streets, quirky diners, and a strong sense of small-town community that makes every corner feel familiar and welcoming. It's a place where neighbours wave hello, kids ride bikes on quiet streets, and life moves at a pace that feels manageable and human. The town has a population of around 77,000 people, and the median home price hovers near $48,000. First-time buyers are especially supported through local incentives, and property taxes are low, which makes Scranton one of the most affordable towns in the region. Emily, who moved here from New York City, snagged a 3-bedroom Victorian for a fraction of her previous rent, and she's now putting down roots, starting a small business and enjoying a lifestyle that was impossible in the big city. Of course, living here comes with its quirks. You might even run into a friendly ghost or two from the town's old mining days, all part of its charm. But the real secret behind Scranton's affordability isn't just luck. Decades of population decline combined with urban revitalization. Grants have created an opportunity for smart buyers willing to take the leap. Picture your kids playing in a backyard that costs less than 1 month's rent in a big city. The smell of fresh coffee drifting from a local diner, and neighbours chatting across the street. Scranton proves that affordability doesn't mean giving up comfort or character. It means finding a home and a community where life feels rich in ways money can't measure. Could you live in Scranton for a fraction of your city rent? Tell us below if you'd take the leap to this hidden gem. Whether a town is practically giving homes away or quietly thriving, every place on this list is responding to the same forces: economic shifts, population changes, and the push to attract new residents. These aren't just numbers on a chart. They're real lives, real families, and real opportunities. Some towns are shrinking and trying everything they can to bring people in. Others are reinventing themselves slowly, offering affordable housing, tax incentives, or grants to those willing to take a chance. Think about it. Your dream home might be waiting in a place you've never considered, a town that most people scroll past on a map without a second thought. It could be a historic house under $50,000, a quaint bungalow that needs a little TLC, or even a loft downtown that's cheaper than your old apartment deposit. But here's the thing: you have to be brave. Affordable living like this isn't about luck. It's about noticing opportunity where others see risk and being willing to take the first step. These towns prove one thing: Smart moves, research, and a little courage can get you a life most people think is out of reach. Affordable homes, community, and opportunity are out there, and sometimes they're hiding in plain sight. If this video gave you a new perspective, hit that like button and share it with someone who's dreaming about buying their first home. Subscribe now to MrState Realities to make sure you never miss these hidden gems and surprising opportunities. Next week, we're diving even deeper. We'll explore towns that actually pay you to have kids, cities quietly restricting growth, and neighborhoods transforming faster than anyone could predict. These are the kinds of stories you won't find on mainstream news, and they could completely change how you think about moving, investing, or planning your future. Don't miss it. The world is shifting fast, and being informed could put you years ahead of everyone else. Hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and get ready to discover the next hidden opportunity before anyone else does.